Well, in this lesson, I'm going to talk to you about one of the biggest changes that we can make when we're just using arpeggios, and that's not starting on the root note of the chord. A lot of bass players are kind of sort of fixated with the root notes because essentially that's our job, is to provide the foundation. But it's really nice to throw in some other tones, particularly arpeggio notes, to start the chord with. So let's have a look at how that works practically. What I'm going to do is show you a pattern and then we'll try and see if we can apply that with the guitar and get you playing the bass line as well. Well, this pattern is going between the 7th on beat 4 and the 3rd on beat 1. But what we like to do, or sorry, what I like to do in this exercise, what we're going to do is then place the root note on beat 2, because that still gives the chord a bit of grounding. It just delays that root note, but we're still putting it in there quite prominently. Let me show you what I mean. So we're going to start by moving up the arpeggio, the F dominant 7 arpeggio, and we land on the 7th on beat 4. But what I'd like you to do is fall from that E flat to the note D, which is the 3rd of the next chord. It's useful to have these two chords written out: F, A, C, E flat, B flat, D, F, A flat, and you'll see this D and the E flat are right next to each other in the chord, in between the two chords. The E flat wants to fall to the D flat, so the 7th becomes the 3rd, and then I'm going to put the root note on beat 2 one more time, and then I'm going to move up the arpeggio again, because I'd like to mirror the pattern that I did at the start. And here I've ended up on the 7th of B flat dominant 7, which is the note A flat, and that's going to resolve to the 3rd of the next chord, which is back to F. So what's the 3rd of F? A. So we're on A flat already, so we only need to go up one semitone and we're at the note A natural. Let's see how that sounds. So up the arpeggio the first time, falling onto the 3rd root note, and now the pattern's going round and round. And it's a really nice bass line. And that's a really compelling bass line. It's got a nice kind of melodic sort of sound to it, and there's a bit of mirroring of the two patterns, and it certainly sounds a lot better than just going up the arpeggios in a straight line. Let's put that together and see what it sounds like with the guitar. So you can see there we've been building up this process again, using the arpeggio notes, the roots, the 3rds, the 5ths and the 7ths. But what I'd like you to pay attention for now, when I play the line again, is listening out for where I'm starting the bar on the 3rd, and pay particular attention where I'm preceding that note with the 7th. So let's have a listen and see how that sounds. 2, 3, 4. So I'm starting every 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now back to the root notes first, back to the 3rds. So you can get away with starting the bars with the 3rds and even other notes of the arpeggios, but always make sure that you're back referencing the roots quite strongly afterwards, and that you don't switch entirely to that approach. As with all of these things, it's about just mixing in a little bit of each one as you go along.